Hey, welcome everyone. We are here, and tonight's topic's going to be why can our bodies not release weight? So I'm so excited to talk about this topic because it's something that can be very frustrating and very real. And the big why, and it's actually multiple whys, is what I'm going to go over tonight. So real quick, I'd like Angela just to share a little bit of her story and some testimonies of people she's actually coached and worked with as well. So go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Deirdre. So, everybody, I'm Angela Pattison. I have actually been here doing these products for almost 6 years now. It's been 5.5 years. I actually came in for gut health struggles. Inflammation for sure was in my body, and my body's holding on to weight and all the things related to gut, which is everything, y'all. Brain fog, fatigue, moodiness, hormonal stuff, things like that. So I had so many things going on and even pain in my body. And so I had to just finally, I was listening to Deirdre and she had been sharing with me about these products. And I finally was like, okay, let me try this. So the first thing I did notice was brain fog going away and my mood and energy levels completely changing again. And I felt like, oh my gosh, it was like for so long I'd made excuses because I'm over 40s or because of perimenopause or because of babies and all these things that we make excuses for why it feels so awful and we feel so different and we can't lose weight and stubborn weight and all the things. And finally, I realized no, it's because of gut health, inflammation, blood sugar, hormone imbalance, right? Those were the things that I started addressing and then began to see a breakthrough in. And it did start for me in brain fog going away, being able to just feel motivated to even do anything again. And I remember just that was a huge moment for me because I was actually homeschooling my son at the time and almost in tears because it was the first time in a long time that I was like, I feel like me again. And then I began to see more things. I remember losing 10 pounds and inches lost and inflammation gone and pain gone and all these things. So then fast forward to more perimenopause and more hormonal stuff, even in the last so many years. And if anybody else can understand, I mean, I'm not going to see you raise your hand, but raise your hand on the inside or comment and say, that's me. If when you hit that, all of a sudden it's like, everything changed again, right? All of a sudden, it's like things aren't working that we're working, and back to the drawing board. So, anyway, I'm so thankful for these products because it literally has been a game changer for me, helping me get back on track with cravings, helping me restart my metabolism again with these products. And Deirdre will explain more how and why. I can tell y'all that my sister has lost a good amount of weight, and she was one of those that nothing was working for her for a long time. She has high test. I think it was high testosterone and issues like since babies that she is just nothing has worked for her. And she started Plexus, y'all. And what it did for her was completely helped get her. She's not on medication for gluten intolerance anymore. She's no longer gluten intolerant, y'all. But she still didn't lose weight. She was like, I will never stop taking Plexus because of what it's done for me with being able to be regular in the bathroom, feeling happier, having like less anxiety and my being able to eat bread and all these things that I couldn't eat before. My husband's like, I can bring stuff in the house, praise the Lord. But now, since our new combo, y'all, she has lost like 15 pounds. And that was the only thing different was this regimen with the new combo that we just launched in January with the GLP-1 support system. And she looked incredible when I went and saw her. I was like, oh my gosh. And everybody around is noticing. My sister-in-law, same story. I could keep going. I'm not going to keep going on and on, y'all, but there's testimony after testimony, not only for me, but others that are finally seeing things change and shift, as well as hormones balancing out again. And it's been awesome.
Yay, thank you so much for sharing. That was what I love. I love to hear the picture that we get when we actually work on core root issues. And so real quick, I'm going to make sure I can talk a lot, so I'm going to try to follow my notes so I stay focused. And so I'm a naturopathic practitioner. I actually started just as a mom who wanted to just help her family have better gut health. I knew everything we intook into our mouth just logically needed to be assembled. And if there's any issues with, We had food intolerances, we had EpiPen reactive food, digestion, reflux, headaches, insomnia, rashes. All of those were tied to poor gut health. And so, what I found as I've now been doing this for 8 years, and during that time became a naturopathic practitioner, the reason we miss these things is there's a very narrow definition of health. And I want to hit this real quick because we'll look at labs, basic things, and we're not actively sick and we're told we're healthy. And so we don't think to look at what our body is speaking to us. We've lost the art of learning to interpret what our body is actually saying. And so, really, what we are told and taught is if the scale drops, our body's healthier. Where actually our body is like it's like a car, the dashboard on a car. You have all these lights going on, not sleeping, hormone flux, cramps, brain fog, poor digestion, gassing, bloating are all little lights lighting up on that screen that we're not paying any attention. We think just the weight. But the real health is not actually an absence of diagnosis or smaller number on the scale. It's a healthy body. You should have stable, steady energy from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, and you should not be crashing hard when you go to sleep. It should be a nice, gentle entering into a place of rest, not your body being like, I'm done, bye. We need to recharge. It should tell you when you're hungry and actually tell you when you've had enough. So having that good satiation and knowing, oh, hey, I can stop instead of pushing through. Processed food without extreme cravings or crashes, digest and eliminate regularly, being able to sleep, recover, and calm after stress. That is really big. So our body should be able to adapt. Weight can be the main problem, but sometimes it's those lights that are up there that we have to address first before weight will let it go. Our body isn't actually dumb. It's not lazy. It's not working against us. It's actually consistently adapting to the information and resources that it's receiving. It's incredibly smart, guys. We're made in God's design. He is incredibly smart, and so is the design that he put in us. So a couple reasons why we can feel like weight is stuck is one, hunger and fullness signaling. You've probably heard on the media a lot of the GLP-1 stuff. So this is not a synthetic version of the GLP-1 that we're talking about. It's a support. So you already have a GLP-1 inside you that is actually predominantly in your GI tract. It tells you when you're hungry, when to stop eating, when it regulates how much calories you're supposed to intake, and when you feel good, don't feel good when you eat, and all those things. Has to do with leptin, if you guys have heard that, for long-term fullness and actually stored energy signaling. Ghrelin, I always say these words are great to pronounce. That signals that you're hungry. So if you're not feeling hungry during the day, or you eat one meal and then you're not hungry for the rest of the day, that actually isn't being produced correctly. And people are like, "Oh, but I'm healthy. I'm not eating. It should be fine." Where actually that's not accurate because your energy output is going up and down in the day. So should your input for how your energy is going to be built for your body, which is through nutrition and water and hydration. And so sometimes it's not a willpower problem. Like our sugar cravings are not. One thing I will tell you, and it's gonna lead into the second thing is blood sugar balance. So our blood sugar rises and falls naturally. Our body, if you feel your body starting to ask for sugar carbohydrates, it's typically because your blood sugar balance is off. If you eat dinner at night and you're like, I need something sweet, it's actually a sign, or any meal, it's a sign your blood sugar is not properly regulating, and those two um, signalers, the ghrelin and the leptin, are not signaling correctly to the body. So now you can see there's a system dysfunction. So this is going deeper than just weight because these are not firing right and telling the body and the brain what to do. So things like imbalanced blood sugar, again, is that craving sugar, feeling tired, shaky, irritated, hungry soon after. You ever eaten Chinese food? You're hungry 30 minutes later? Yeah, yeah. That's because typically you're not getting around enough. There's a lot of sugar in there. in the Chinese food. It's so good, but it's packed full of a lot of different things. So our third one is the gut. So it helps with your digestion food. It houses your microbiome. It is actually incredibly important for hormone balance. So as we talk about the perimenopause, or even just like younger, you're having babies, or you're younger in your signal, you're just having your cycle. This is incredibly important because estrogen is turned off and on in the gut. So if you have too much estrogen, you actually probably have poor gut health. So if you have cramps or really bad PMS, that is typically you have too much bad bacteria, not enough good. So that is a good thing to work on, and probably low in magnesium, other things. So the gut has bloating, constipation, discomfort, just feeling yucky like after you eat. Number four is stress and inflammation. So constant stress can disrupt your sleep. It can give you intense cravings. So sugar is actually a quick drop for cortisol. It is one of the fastest ways to drop cortisol. So if you go through an intense, like just hard something, you can uh, you typically will crave sugar or something like that to try to bring it down. It Stress drains energy, it adds fluid retention and puffiness. So this is typically just telling someone to eat less, exercise more doesn't actually solve the actual problem because you have those four things coming together into a perfect storm. And guess what stress does? It dysregulates your hormones because cortisol is a hormone. And so you have that firing all the time. Your hormones are going to be like, so is your insulin. It's going to be all over the place. And stress actually closes and locks down everything. So it causes a vascular constriction. It'll cause it in your liver, so your liver doesn't drain correctly. It causes it in the gut. Your gut will stop going typically. Unless you got some other stuff, then it might make it go too much, and then you're not absorbing nutrients. So that combination is four main things why weight starts to get stuck, and your liver has to drain. Your liver is the main thing that converts fat from a cellular level out of your body, dumps it into the GI tract. The GI tract has to effectively get it out, and then that's how you lose weight. If any of that is backed up or incorrectly balanced, it won't happen. And so let me just tell you real quick my story. I actually started the GLP-1 combo, and I started actually gaining weight. Now, this was actually after a long, stressful period. So I wasn't surprised. Actually at all. And so I started addressing inflammation very strategically. I went hardcore inflammation control and stress. I supported my adrenals in multiple different ways. I realized I needed to adjust how hard I was doing the GLP-1, and I had to actually switch from two balance to one because it was actually suppressing my appetite too much. Some of y'all might be like, give me that. I need my appetite suppressed. I'll tell you how to do it. Um, and so as I approached it slightly differently and made sure my GI tract was properly moving through, I added one other piece. It's called armor. And this was important because if you have leaky gut, one, it's creating a metabolic stress because stuff is leaking into your body cavity and causing stress. Two, it is also an inflammation place. Just think if something is damaged and leaking, same thing with your body. It is going to recognize that as we need to address that. That's nice. You want to lose weight. It's going to tell you, but we're just trying to keep you alive. We're packing those toxins away into fat. So it's going to keep doing that instead of helping exit it. Because as you drop the toxins, like I said, into the liver, into the GI tract, guess what's happening with that leaky gut? It's going right back out into your bloodstream, not fully, but through the leaks and the cracks in your GI tract. And so Armor comes in and helps heal and seal that gut, which actually was a game changer for me. And so let me just highlight one thing. Weight loss is not always about forcing the body. Sometimes the body needs its internal environment supported so it can respond correctly. And that's what I talked about, just being able to support and listen to our bodies. Um, all right, so let's get into some of the things on the plexus side that really helps support this process. Um, The hunger control slim. So this is different than the microbiome. So if you want to focus more on the microbiome, you can get that. It has less fiber. This helps keep you fuller longer, and it also helps naturally support the production of the GLP-1 that you have already built in you. It is not forcing anything. It is actually the fiber talks to this GLP-1 and they love each other. This is a very symbiotic relationship, and it helps re-regulate. A lot of things that knock off our GLP-1 is stress, antibiotics, medication. Uh, did I mention stress? That'll shut down everything in your gut. It helps keep support the fullness, reduce hunger, carb cravings, those sugar cravings. Like a lot of times people will have take the slim in the morning, but I tell them to keep a quarter of it for the evening. And so what that does is when because maybe they've had a really stressful day, as they eat that food, they need it to you need a little blood sugar balance support. So you take that slim right after you eat and you'll feel good. Like you'll feel really good. You won't crave that sugar or anything. And then we have Restore. And Restore approaches the appetite from another direction. It supports the gut-brain connection and digestion and liver function and the body's natural detoxification processes. It helps support a healthy stress response, which is crucial. If you have too much stress going on in your body, it will halt and stop your weight loss ability. It will. It will hard stop you. It is in survival mode. It isn't basically in fight and flight if you're under stress. So it will store calories and it will not let you release it. So as we can help that stress response curve back, especially while you sleep, that's where Restore comes in. It is just so great at reducing cortisol levels. Also supports the appetite control. And so when you mix those two together, it's called our purple drink. It is just fun. You get all those benefits all at once. And again, you can save a quarter for that later in the evening for a little pump to help you if you've got kids and you're like, I need to I need some help getting all this to bed without losing it. That's amazing. And then balance. So this is a great thing because it actually helps stop the carbohydrates and sugars from actually being broken down. So there's no synthetic anything. The I love the ingredients in it because of how simple and pure it is, and it actually just helps block it. I mean, it's something like if you ate the kidney bean and ate cinnamon and put it in your food, it would have the same effects. Like if you just put it in your food, if you blended the ingredients, literally food-wise, into your actual meal. And don't take your capsule and blend it into your meal. That's not what I'm talking about. That tastes gross. But I'm saying if you added these, they're food. This is all food-based nutrition. And so this helps reduce the glycemic index of the meal. And so what are we doing? We're supporting blood sugar balance. We're helping support the good microbes because of the bean extract in it and the other great ingredients in it. So instead of pretending that we will never eat pasta, bread, or dessert again, we're just giving our body just an additional support so it can process these foods. Little tip for balance, you can actually take it before dessert if you're out celebrating or something, and it helps balance your blood sugar so it doesn't spike like crazy. So then we have the dynamic duo. It's our ProBio 5 and Bio Cleanse. So ProBio 5 it seeds the beneficial bacteria, supports healthy digestion, and really goes in, gets the bad out and the good in. So we want that 80% good, 20% bad. It helps restore that. Other probiotics don't do that because this is different. It's actually dehydrated. So it's in its active form until the outside of the capsule opens in your small intestine. And then it makes it typically all the way to the colon, which is huge because colon health has so many implications of how much our health is doing. I don't know if you knew, but if stuff sits in your colon, you have what's called a liver port, and it actually is a line that runs from your colon back up to your liver. And guess what happens? There's a crazy cycle. So you think you're trying to lose weight, and guess what? It's just absorbing right back up to that liver, creating this toxic circle that's never actually releasing out of your body. That can be one reason why we're holding on to weight. And so BioCleanse is White Pants approved, don't worry. It actually cleanses on a cellular level. So it helps regulating the GI tract, but it also goes in like a scrubbing bubbles for your whole body and helps get that leaky gut proponent that is leaking out. And then we come in with armor behind and help seal it. So we have a weeding out with the BioCleanse, a seeding with the ProBio 5, and then Armor is actually coming in as a repair and construction for that lining of the gut, and it's fabulous. It is one important piece that I absolutely love. You may need to go slow and steady, and that is okay. Listen, anything you do should be proportionate to what your body requires, not what is on the product label. And so getting adequate just support and coaching and not just throwing back a bunch of pills will get you faster and quicker results than anything else I've seen. Anything. Like let the years of people that are willing to coach and help you get you to where you need to go instead of trying to do it by yourself as a lone ranger. It will work. And so this is what I have found in those four areas and in the main components of why our body won't release weight, why it gets stuck. These areas, we typically just try to push them through. And I'm telling you, our bodies will not allow it. Our bodies are made and designed to keep us alive under all circumstances. So, um, I'm going to take a couple questions in a couple minutes, but I wanted to encourage you. One person, their loudest issue may be cravings and appetites. Another may say, oh, hey, it's my digestion and bloating are terrible. Someone else might need to lose inches, or someone might need just stress and inflammation and low energy. All of these, incredibly enough, can fall into those four main categories and can be addressed with reducing inflammation, balancing your blood sugar, and gut health. As a naturopathic practitioner, there is an insane amount of things you could do, but if you just focus on those three, you will have incredible results over time. Um, and I want you to know, give it time. So let's look beyond the scale. Um, some things that you can find is, are your cravings quieter? Do you have more energy? Are you sleeping better? Are you satisfied sooner? Do you eliminate regularly? Are clothes fitting differently? You can lose inflammation and fit better in your clothes and not lose a single pound. So do not let the weight, the scale mess with you. Stay focused on how you're feeling in your body, because if that inflammation goes, it's huge. Let's see. Okay, I think that's out. We have a couple deals and stuff going on. So let me pause this real quick or stop the recording. I'm so glad you guys came.